Hey, welcome everyone. Jason here, host of the BombCast. We are so excited to get started. Saw several of you just jump on. If you would, pop into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, how you're doing this morning. Give us a thumbs up or a heart just so we know that you're here. We're excited for today's guest. We got Ginny Lee, who is a real estate agent in Florida, talking about her video journey and some of the incredible things that she's been doing really just in the last few months in her business. And we're excited to share about that. So if you would, before I go any further, Ginny, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hey everybody, my name is Ginny Lee Deptula and I am a realtor here in the very large town of Niceville, Florida. Yes, there is actually a Niceville, Florida, better known as Destin. And yeah, I'm really excited to share with you with what I've learned and continue to be learning about video.
That's awesome. And so one of the things, this is a new segment for the BombCast. Internally here at BombBomb, we got a little tradition that we do where anytime we bring a new employee on, we like to play a little game called the New Person Game. And just a handful of questions that allow our employees get to know our new people. Now, we thought we'd bring this to the BombCast so that everybody watching can get to learn a little bit more about Ginny. So, questions. Okay. We're going to go kind of lightning round here to get things started. So kick things off. How long have you been an agent?
16 years.
Did you say 16 or 15?
16. I started when I was 10. I'm just kidding.
What did you do before you were an agent?
So I didn't. I graduated from college and I went straight into selling real estate. And I thought that it was just going to be for a little while. And well, that was 16 years ago.
That was 16 years ago. Okay. What is the favorite thing about your job?
My most favorite thing about my job is the people. I love meeting the people and learning all about their lives and helping them in their experiences and what they want to do in buying and selling property.
Okay. Your least favorite thing about your job?
Some people are difficult to work with.
Yes.
I would say the stress level is probably the least favorite.
Makes sense. All right. Next question. What was the first band that made you emotionally tender?
The first band. There was this small local band in Northern Virginia where I grew up called Emmett Swimming.
All right. That's good. That's good. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite purchase in the last 6 months?
My favorite purchase in the last 6 months has been my Ring doorbell camera.
Oh, nice. So you can be able to see who's coming to the door.
Yeah. Testing out a little bit of video in all aspects, apparently.
Right.
How ironic this just was.
Right. Okay. High school mascot.
It was an eagle, Niceville Eagles.
Okay. 2 more questions. Name one thing that you own that you wish you didn't.
That is a tough one. Obviously, I can't live without my cell phone, but sometimes I wish that I didn't have to have a cell phone.
You didn't have to have it all the time? That makes sense. All right. Final question. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice if I ever received. Gosh, that's a tough one. I would say be yourself. That's the best advice that I've ever received is just be yourself and everything else will work out.
Awesome. Dig it. If you're just joining us, welcome to the BombCast. Jason here with Ginny Lee. We just went over some high-level questions, get to understand, learn a little bit more about Ginny Lee before we start diving into some of the things that she's doing in her business. And Ginny, we were talking a little bit earlier about some of the things that you've been doing. So let's kind of tee up for people a little bit about what your video journey has been like. Take us back 6-8 months ago. Where were you at with video and how much video were you doing in your business?
Well, I would take it back even like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I had initially signed on with BombBomb probably in 2015 because everybody said, oh, you should get into video. You should get into video. I hated the way that I looked. I hated the way that I sounded, which is probably just like everybody who's watching this show. So I canceled it. And then, going into different, real estate seminars and listening to different coaches. And it was apparent that video was going to be the way of the future. So I just had to kind of like embrace it and go for it.
So when was that? When did you kind of make that decision to embrace it and kind of go for it?
I was at a Curator Excellence conference in 2016, and there were some really amazing real estate agents that were up there on the stage that were really doing awesome things with video. And I kind of said to myself, you really need to get on board and you really need to start doing this.
So 2 years ago, you decide that. What was the first thing that you started doing in your business with video? How did you start integrating it in?
So I probably first started integrating it in doing these Facebook Lives. I would pop on there real quick. A lot of us feel a little bit, or I feel very secure in my car. So I would do a lot of Facebook Lives in my car in the driveway.
Okay.
Where I would go and tell people kind of what's going on and about my day.
So first started there. How were we sharing it to? How are you distributing it? What did that look like?
So I didn't even know anything about distribution or where I should put it. I was just going Facebook Live. And in my mind, I was like, oh, check in the box. I've been doing it. The way that I looked. I hate the way that I sounded.
Sorry, that was my bad.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. So then jumpstart to this past January, I attended the Gary V conference, Agent 2021. And it was kind of like at that conference, I realized, look, you have to quit procrastinating. You need to go, you need to find the right videographer, and you need to just start doing it.
So you decide that you're going to get a videographer. Take us through that process. How did you go through that? What did that really look like?
So I started kind of stalking other real estate agents in my area on Facebook to see, you know, who else is doing video and who else is doing video well. Because for me and my brand, what was really important to me was the quality of video. I didn't want to try to do it myself because I know that I'm a really awesome real estate agent, but I'm not a really awesome videographer. I don't have the time to learn the camera. I don't have the time to edit it. I don't have the time, and that's not my skill set. So I picked out a couple of videographers. I started with wedding videographers. And then just one day I called my current videographer. His name is Bobby Wagner with Land, Air, and Sea Productions. And we both showed up at a restaurant. We both had our yellow notepad and our pen. And instantly it was like kumbaya. I had found my person.
And when you found that person, like, take me through kind of, for you, that investment, like what did you have to do to kind of realize that investing in a videographer, sitting down, like, was that intimidating? Did you know the numbers? I'm just trying to think real practically kind of for our audience who's trying to, maybe they felt intimidated by this process. What was that like for you?
To be totally honest, I mean, no, I didn't really know what the ROI, and I'm not even sure that I know what the ROI is now, 5 weeks into it. I just knew that, you know, the market is going to video, and in order for me to be an option, I have to be out there on video. And so, yeah, I knew that our personalities clicked. I kind of explained to him the road that I wanted it to do and how I thought the vision was in my head. And he was really helpful in me saying, okay, well, look, this is what I think and how we should do it. And we just started.
Yeah, that's cool. So audience, if you're watching, please drop a comment in, ask your questions to Ginny Lee about her journey, her process. Want to make sure you guys are getting access. That's part of the benefit of watching this live. You guys can ask your questions to her. So we're watching the comment feed. We'll make sure to ask those. So when you began this process, Ginny Lee, tell me about the crafting the content side of things. You knew you wanted to do it. You knew you were ready to jump in. Did you know what you wanted to start recording, and what does that process look like?
Well, I think from listening to a lot of different mentors and coaches and watching different podcasts, you have to start really specific and be really detailed. But in my head, I was like, well, I don't want people to think or shoehorn me into one certain area if I get too specific on one particular area. And then I decided, look, let's turn this into episodes. So we're going to do 12 episodes on Niceville. We'll do 12 episodes on Destin. Maybe we'll do 12 episodes on, what are the 5 things that buyers need to know about the buying process. And then maybe we'll do 12 episodes about the seller's process. So I think I just needed to start somewhere. And I thought, well, how can I make this interesting for people to want to watch? Which most people don't really want to watch real estate unless they're in the heart of doing what it is that they want to do, which is buy and sell at that time. Right. So that's why I said, okay, let's go Gary Vee style. And I'm not even going to lie. He gave me the idea to interview the high school principal. And so that's exactly where I started, was the high school principal. And the good thing about having a videographer who's a little bit younger than me, one of them actually just graduated from that high school. So we actually used his connections, knowing the principal, to get our foot in the door.
Nice. So first episode, you go interview the high school principal. How did it go? What was the process like? How did you get in? What did that look like?
So I was absolutely super nervous. And we had done another video, just a listing video, prior to doing the interview with the principal, which we can talk about that later. It was so bad we had to go over and redo it. But I actually reached out to you and reached out to some other video influencers and said, hey, how do I craft a script? But I don't want to sound scripty, but I want to get the message across, and I want the audience to receive value of it and have it not be about real estate.
So when you went in, we were talking a little bit earlier. I thought this was great. Like, you went in and you were ready to shoot the video, but it didn't quite go as expected. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, it didn't quite. I mean, thank goodness that the principal, Charlie Morello, was such an amazing speaker, and he was so passionate about the topic that he was talking about, which was his high school. Because he pretty much led me the entire interview. I mean, like I had my questions set and ready to go. And, you know, once I kind of got comfortable talking with him, I sort of forgot that the camera was there. So I was able to kind of relax and be a little bit of my own self, like be you, be yourself. Yeah. So that was really helpful. But I think what really resonated in my—
So someone just—
Go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
Oh, is a lot of people ask about the high school here, you know, and what's a better resource than, you know, you don't want to be the source, you want to be the source of the source. So instead of them saying, because I don't have any kids that go to high school, I did go to Niceville High School, but that was a little while ago. So by having him tell that story, that would bring value for other people in our area.
Yeah, dude, if everybody watching, if you're writing anything down, what Ginny Lee just said about being the source of the source is absolutely brilliant, because that really is what it comes down to, is that you don't have to be the knowledge expert on all of these things. You're not the source. You're going out and finding that and being able to highlight them as being the source. And I think a lot of times that's where people get caught up in their own heads, is they think they have to be the one that's the source. And really within video and all this content marketing and all these ideas that we're talking about, it is about just being that source of the source and finding that type of stuff. So love that. Bob just asked a great question and getting kind of a little bit on the tactical side of things. How often are you posting videos? So you talked about the episodes. How often are you doing those episodes? And are you doing other content on top of that?
So great question. So since we started, my idea was, okay, let's release something every Tuesday. So Tuesday is going to be our release date. But honestly, in the process of, you know, being a real estate agent and doing all the other things that we do in our job, plus creating content, plus doing social, plus doing all the advertising that we have to do for our regular business, I probably will cut that back to twice a month instead of every single Tuesday. But so far, it's been every single Tuesday.
And how much time goes into creating each of those episodes? Like, give us kind of some context there.
So I would say I probably sit down and brainstorm with my assistant and with my videographer, and we kind of say, okay, so what would people want to listen to or hear about? So far we did a principal video. We've done a water safety video, because in Florida here, water safety is really huge. We've done a Pilates video. We've done a title company video. So we're kind of trying to spread it all out to kind of gear from the viewership and the audience. You know, what is it that people gravitate towards more? And then
So Ryan just asked.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, Ryan just asked, Niceville High School, as in Niceville, Florida. Yes, Ryan, if you're just joining us, Ginny Lee is in Niceville, coming to us live. So you're spot on there. Sabrina was just asking, distribution-wise, are your videos on YouTube, Facebook? How are you doing that kind of thing?
So right now, when the video is done, my videographer emails it to me, and then I download it, and then I organically upload it into Facebook, because it gets better viewership if you upload it there instead of copying the YouTube link. And then I auto-generate the captions, and then I boost it from there. But the whole video is always hosted on my YouTube channel. Okay,
so you're putting it on both. You're pushing it out to YouTube, and you're pushing it. Now, if anybody wants to go see this, where can they go check you out? What's your Facebook page? What's your YouTube handle, so they can kind of go see the type of stuff you're doing?
So I will drop all that stuff in the comments when we're done. It's basically all my name, you know, Ginny Lee Deptula.
Awesome.
YouTube, and I'll send that stuff to everybody.
On Facebook, cool. And you should be able to see that in our description as well across the top if you want to go search that. So
back to a question that you said before about how long does it take? It probably takes us about 4 hours to film each episode.
And how long are those episodes?
So the episodes, I think our longest one is 8 minutes.
Okay. So 4 hours, 8 minutes, your videographer shooting, editing for you as well, taking care of the whole thing?
Also editing as well.
Okay.
Yeah. It also depends, which I wasn't thinking about when I was going into the video, is I'm just assuming that the people that we're interviewing are awesome video people, and some of them are not.
Yes. Talk about that. How are you? So you're going in, you're putting together these scripts. How are you coaching kind of other people and helping them be comfortable on camera?
So some people are super natural, but I also have to give credit to my videographer. You know, one of them said to one of our participants, are like, look, picture yourself, you know, just like 15% more happy than you are actually right now. because some part of the video actually kind of sucks your energy and like zaps it. So even though you feel like you're being like super animated and crazy, you're not, because the video kind of like angles you down and you kind of mellow out. But I think we try to coach them in the beginning and bring back focus to what the video is all about. So for example, water safety video. Okay, what is it that you do in your business, and what do you want the viewer to think about it like that? And then we kind of craft a couple of questions and the bullet points to kind of go from there.
And I love that tip, because it's so true. Video, they always tell you got to bring it 10% higher than you typically would, because if you're just kind of your normal self, it comes across like 10% less, because video doesn't add pounds to you. Video takes your energy away, right? Everyone talks about that. Oh, video puts 10 pounds on. No, it doesn't. You are who you are. But what it does do is it does remove some of that energy, and sometimes it's how it comes across. So you're thinking like, is that really how I sound? Or is that really what I look like? Well, if you bring your normal self to the camera, no, it's not necessarily exactly how you are. It takes a little bit of the energy away. So you got to bring it a little bit more. Tell me a little bit about the process for you. I mean, you're doing video in other places. You're doing video. You're doing like Instagram stories. You're putting other video content out there. How do you kind of see this different type of video content that maybe is like an Instagram story versus an episode that you're doing on your Facebook page versus other content? How do you bring yourself to each of those kind of different types of video?
Well, I mean, currently I'm obsessed with Instagram stories. I personally think that it's really fun. It's very interesting to kind of document your day and kind of have people be able to see what you do on a regular basis, because I think it humanizes you and it makes you more approachable. As I like to think about, when I first got started with Jared James, I never, ever met him once in my life. But I said, you know what? I'm going to fly to Vegas and go to this mastermind just based on his videos. And I think that's kind of how I've crafted my videos. It's like, okay, I need my personality and how I work to come out both in Instagram, Facebook Live, even Facebook Live on my personal profile. Because I think people want to know that more about you than, hey, just sold or just listed or whatever it is that, the average realtor does.
Yeah, absolutely. Philip just asked a good question, talking about Facebook, posting it natively versus other options. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? What do you mean by posting a video natively to Facebook versus the other ways that you could distribute video on Facebook?
Meaning like organically uploading it instead of just putting a link?
Yeah. Basically, it comes down,
So in a lot of these mastermind groups and coaches groups that I belong to, very grateful for that, by the way, they say that the algorithm and the way that Facebook is now, it is better and shows your videos more often if you organically upload it instead of posting the link to YouTube. Because think about it, if you post the YouTube link, then Facebook users are then being directed to another site that's not Facebook. So if you go on Facebook, you really want people to stay on Facebook. So that's why at this moment with those high quality videos, I do upload them organically to Facebook. And I also do Instagram stories, and I also link them to my Facebook stories as well.
Yeah. So, Philip, the real lesson there is that you can't necessarily, you used to just host all your videos on YouTube and then distribute out that YouTube link to all the different places that it might live. Now you need to be bringing that same video and hosting it within each of the social platforms that you're working with. And yes, YouTube is a social platform. It's interactive. People leave comments. It's different, but you gotta do it on all of them. So, and each one's going to handle it a little bit different as well.
And the other interesting part about the Facebook videos is the captions. So 80% of the video that's consumed on Facebook isn't listened to. It is read. Because you'll be in, the line at the movies, or you'll be at work when you're not supposed to be watching Facebook or looking at Facebook. But people scroll through and they're reading your video at the same time, which you can do captions on YouTube, but most people don't go to YouTube to watch when they have 15 or 20 free seconds.
Exactly. It is a very different type of video. You got to remember, YouTube's now more entertainment focused, right? So if I go to YouTube, my length of video watch, and we see this all the time because we're looking at analytics. We pay a lot of attention to analytics, what's working, what's not working. Average view time on YouTube is somewhere 3 to 4 minutes versus the average view time on a video on Facebook is still in the seconds, right? Maybe 30, 40 seconds of view time is the average overall. So you got to remember the different formats and the different places. You're going to get different levels of interaction. Michael just asked another great question. So you mentioned taking 4 hours to do your videos to get about 8 minutes of an episode. Does that include everything, including preparation, drive time, all of that? Or is that 4 hours of shooting to get 8 minutes?
That's actually 4 hours of myself, the interviewee, or my videographer in the car going to and from. But that doesn't include any of the other like production time or edits or anything. Like, it's a lot of work. I know that there's a lot of people that, think and try and do an excellent job doing it themselves. I just know that it's not in my highest and best use of time to try to figure that out, because somebody else is much better at that than I am.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's a worthy investment, and it's something that's worth thinking about. I think a lot of times people are thinking, and we're talking, the video we're also really communicating about, talking as kind of this more content driven, content marketing type video, right? It's different than just quickly sending a video to an individual or quickly following up with someone, where you probably don't produce that at all. It's more like your Instagram story type thing.
And the other thing about all those videos, and as we've kind of compiled just our first 5 weeks together, is all of the little nuggets of clips that we could probably and will go back out and pull. So we can use those on Instagram, and so we can use those on Facebook, and we can use them, in some of our marketing as well.
Yeah. Yep. You got to redistribute that content in a lot of different ways. Record it once and you can use it multiple times. Mike just asked another good question. I was just going to briefly touch on it again, Mike. Uploading a video organically to Facebook simply means Facebook's hosting your video for you. So you always have that option to upload a video in your post or in your social, your status update, or if you're running a business page, you can upload a video to that business page. Really what it comes down to is you want Facebook hosting that video for you, but you also want to make sure you're putting it out to other places, because like YouTube, who owns YouTube? Google. And when you search for a video and you do keywords, you're not going to find videos that are on Facebook, because Facebook doesn't optimize things for Google, right? So you can't find a video content, from a Google search on Facebook, but you can find it through YouTube. And that's why you got to upload videos to both places to make sure you're getting that right interaction on that side of things. So important details, important moves to make when it comes to video. Tell me, Ginny Lee, right now, what do you know going into episode 6 that you didn't know when you did your first episode?
Going into episode 6, I know exactly what I want to ask and how I want it to show up on the screen. So I'm getting better at crafting my makeshift script prior to going there. And then my videographer and I will go back and go, okay, like, this is the gist, this is the title, this is the description, and this is how you see it going. Because the other awesome thing is they add like different kinds of B-roll. Like, for example, in the swimming video, one of the videographers actually got in the pool with a GoPro and is actually getting underwater footage of, Chelsea teaching the 7-year-old how to swim. I mean, those are the types of things that, like, I, as a real estate agent, I wouldn't think about that. Right. So I think leveraging somebody else's experience is a good thing. Look at it as, I'm paying X amount of dollars for this video. It's like, what is this person bringing to the table that I wouldn't have even known was there?
So how do you look at, and Kyle was asking a question about kind of, have you generated any sales activities based on these types of videos that you're putting out there? Have you, I mean, you just got started this type of stuff, but have you seen any business come through doing video over the last couple of years?
So I would say yes. I would say there's a huge branding push that comes with these videos. I have to say, I'm not at a gas station or a grocery store or a wine bar that people don't come up to me and say, oh yeah, you're that one that does all the videos. I love the videos. Keep doing the videos. So as far as like, can I put a number on what I've spent versus what I've actually netted from this investment? Not yet, but I got to tell you that it's priceless to me, because I'm having a blast. I'm learning so much, and it forces you to be a better communicator. Like, even though you think you're a good communicator now, you're an even better communicator, because you have to go back and strip everything away and go, okay, how is that going to sound to somebody who doesn't know anything about where I live or who doesn't know anything about real estate?
That's a great point. And when it does come to analytics, what are you measuring? Like, what are you looking at? What's important to you? Are you looking at view times? Do you pay attention to that, or does it not matter and you just keep pushing forward and getting content out there?
I think right now, I mean, I do, measure it and look at, at the analytics that Facebook provides me. I do look at some of the numbers on YouTube, but I really think that this being week 5 is really way too soon. Yay or nay. I mean, it's a yay for me, regardless of who's watching.
Yeah, I think that's important. Really, too often we get hung up in the analytics. And when you're first getting started, they really don't matter, because consistency is king when it comes to getting in front of people and really getting some of those stats that are going to, really.
The more you do it, the better you get at it and the more comfortable you get with yourself.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I'm curious about is you talked about kind of this blend of both local important stuff, some real estate important stuff, how you're kind of pulling all this together. What do you do when it comes to like co-branding, or have you done anything where you're kind of going to the restaurant and then sharing it to their page? Have you kind of gotten into that side of things yet?
So not yet. I mean, we have 3 episodes in production right now that are similar to that. But as far as like, I'm not asking anybody to pay for videos. I'm doing them totally free to them. It's just all on my dime. And if they get more business out of it, awesome.
And that's what I was more getting at, is that collaboration of you do it, you share it for them, they're getting exposure, and you're finding kind of value in that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It goes back to, I'm a big Gary Vee fan, but, give, and people will give back to you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So a lot of good questions. Thank you guys. Keep your questions coming. If you've just joined us, welcome to the BombCast episode 16. We've got Ginny Lee on. We're talking about process and doing video and getting more videos in. Drop us a thumbs up or a heart if you're enjoying this stuff. We're going to go for just a few more minutes here, kind of getting into the process. Now, one of the things that we were talking about earlier, especially with Facebook, and I know Facebook is important right now. A lot of people are trying to figure it out. When it comes to where you put your content, obviously you have your personal page, you probably have your business page. How are you kind of approaching that and the type of content that you're putting out?
So interestingly enough, today was the first day that I posted the video, or one of my videos.
Okay.
I don't want people to be overwhelmed and have to see that if they don't want to see it, but because it was a big community video, I felt like it was of interest to invite people. Hey, if you want to see more of the content, please like us on our business page.
Okay. So when you're posting on your business page, how much, are you putting a budget to what you're boosting? How are you handling that kind of thing?
So I have specific audiences that I boost my videos to. And we also do retarget them based on the people that watch the videos for a certain amount of time prior to. And probably my budget, it ranges anywhere from, I don't know, $50 to $200, depending on, what the video was and what my goal is.
Okay, cool. And Sean just asked a good question, about the sponsoring ads with videos, specific calls to action. Are you doing anything on that side of things above and beyond just the episodes? Are you doing other videos that's drawing people in, or doing kind of any lead gen on that side?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, other than the Instagram stories, I'll say, hey, we're filming today at XYZ, stop by and say hi. That kind of stuff, but nothing else yet.
Okay, cool. Kyle just has another good question. Are you doing any one-to-one type video in your business where you're reaching out to buyers, sellers, connecting with them that way?
So I love BombBomb as the actual app, or I don't think it's an app. I actually use it mostly through my follow-up boss. So I'll go into my contacts and I will send people specific video emails within follow-up boss. I also do the prompt through BombBomb as well. But I think the huge difference for me this year, as it wasn't different from 2015, is we have a lot of people that aren't here for closing, and I've started to reach out with them one-on-one to update them on, hey, this is what's going on with your listing, or hey, by the way, we just got the clear WDO, we're ready to rock and roll, or congratulations, you've actually closed, I'm so honored to be able to assist you. And the feedback from that has been amazing. Like the fact that you do make that personal connection face to face.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. All right. Thank you guys. Good comments. Keep them coming. Javid just said there's 2 Canadians on. Welcome to our Canadian friends. I'm sure there's a lot more than probably 2 that are on us right now. Sabrina just asked, are we in a cafeteria? We are in our lunchroom. It's on the other side. You might be hearing some chit chatter from our team members. They're back there, but we're trying to make sure the sound is not too distracting on that side of things. So you are seeing that. I think I've touched on the majority of the comments here. Please keep them coming. But I got 2 final questions that I want to wrap things up with and asking Ginny Lee. Keep your questions, comments coming. I'll make sure to touch on those. First of all, Ginny Lee, tell me something that you are just obsessing about in your business. It could be at a micro level, something just very small, something on the macro level, but what are you obsessing about right now in your business?
I would say I'm obsessing with good quality content, whether that's videos, whether that's pictures, whether that's like actual information that, people will actually absorb and want to read and find value. That's really what I'm currently obsessed with, is good quality content that's curated by you. I mean, you might be able to get other ideas from other people, books, other real estate sites, but, instead of just repurposing the same old stuff with your face and your phone number, like actually go into it, take some time and pull out the things that you think would be of value to other people, and then repurpose that, whether it be in a video or a blog post or, even a picture on social media.
Cool. All right. And final question. What did you start 6 months ago in your business that's made an impact? Or you can ask the kind of other thing, what's something you're going to do in the next 6 months in your business that you think is going to make a significant impact?
So what I'm going to do in the next, I'd say 30 days is hire a social media or a marketing content person to help me with all of this content and all of the videos, because I know that I'm really leaving a lot on the table, because right now it's just me and an assistant and a part-time buyer's agent. And, there's just not enough hours in the day to really learn at the pace and speed that all these social channels are changing. So I would say definitely looking forward to hiring a content/marketing social media manager.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your process. We got a lot of great comments that have come in, some incredible value to the process. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the BombCast episode 16 with Ginny Lee. We are going live every week moving forward with the BombCast. We've been doing it about every other week, but we've got so many incredible guests that we want to bring to you guys that we decided we needed to start doing this weekly. So you're going to be seeing more of this. If you want to get notifications about when we go live, hit those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. You'll get a notification on Facebook. And we're also putting this out as a podcast. You can go to iTunes and search BombCast if you want to catch it at a later time. We're stripping out all the audio. We typically try to keep it to about 30 minutes. So on your commute, you can listen to it, or when you're doing your morning workout, you can listen to it as well. You go and download all the previous episodes as well as some of the upcoming episodes as they come out. So again, Ginny Lee, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody that's on, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next BombCast.